Assembly, we have a special treat. One of our students, Melody Brooks, went above and beyond in her autobiography assignment for Miss Gordon's class. It was brought to my attention that her voice needs to be heard. We as a school need to support all of our students, no matter what their differences are. With the help of her paraeducator, Catherine, Melody put together a presentation for all of us so that we can finally hear what she has to say. Here's Catherine to say a few words.
Melody Brooks is a 5th grade student. Some of you might know her from Mrs. Shannon's H5 classroom, the debate team, or just around the halls. Melody Brooks has cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy is a condition marked by impaired muscle coordination and other disabilities, typically caused by damage to the brain before or at birth, but it does not affect her mind. She has a lot to say and decided to put her words into this presentation. Margaret Clementine from WFC sat down with Melody to ask her some questions about living with cerebral palsy. Please give her the undivided attention she deserves.
As some of you may know, Melody has just begun using a MediTalker to be able to speak. With this tool, she is able to type everything she wants to say. Whenever you're ready, Melody.
I am surrounded by thousands of words, maybe millions. Cathedral, mayonnaise, pomegranate, Mississippi, Neapolitan, hippopotamus, silky, terrifying, iridescent, Google, sneeze, wish, worry. Words have always swirled around me like snowflakes, each one delicate and different, each one melting untouched within my hands. Deep within me, words pile up in huge drifts. Mountains of phrases and sentences, and connected ideas. Clever expressions, jokes, love songs. From the time I was really little, maybe just a few months old, words were like sweet, liquid gifts, and I drank them like lemonade. I could almost taste them. They made my jumbled thoughts and feelings have substance. My parents have always blanketed me with conversation. They chattered and babbled. They verbalized and vocalized. My father sang to me. My mother whispered her strength into my ear. Every word my parents spoke to me, or about me, I absorbed and kept and remembered. All of them. I have no idea how I untangled the complicated process of words and thoughts, but it happened quickly and naturally. By the time I was 2, all my memories had words and all my words had meaning. But only in my head. I have never spoken one single word. I am almost 11 years old.
Thank you, Melody. I would love to talk to you about your autobiography project and living with cerebral palsy. First question I want to ask you is, what does your typical day look like?
I will wake up and my mom will help me get into my wheelchair and bring me to the bathroom. She helps me get cleaned up and dressed to be ready for the school day. Then brought downstairs to eat breakfast. Eating breakfast is difficult because I can't feed myself, and the muscles in my mouth and throat make it difficult for me to chew fast. My parents, SV and paraeducator, help me in so many ways. I am so thankful to have loving parents who help me with anything I need.
Thank you, Melody. What is one thing you wish people would understand about yourself?
I want them to know that they can come around me. Cerebral palsy is not contagious. They can't get it. Cerebral is something I was born with and will have it for the rest of my life. Even though this is something that I will have for the rest of my life, I wish people were not so afraid to get to know me. They can't catch it from being around me.
So, Melody, in your autobiography project, you talk about how you do several treatments to help contain the pain of your muscles. Could you expand on that?
A couple of times a week, this is where I do exercises to strengthen my muscles. You would be surprised what kinds of skills I work on. I work on basic things like sitting up myself and holding a fork. I also have braces on my legs. You can see. These keep my legs from going crazy while I have spasms, which I can't help. As for medication, Mom and Dad keep track of that for me. Most important one is the muscle relaxer. This helps to stop or contain my leg spasms that I was just talking about.
Wow, thank you for sharing those things about your life. It is amazing how many things that we take for granted in our everyday lives. One more question. What is the one thing you would like to tell people about cerebral palsy?
I want people to know that even though my disability was caused by brain damage, it only affects me physically. I have a photographic memory, and I have a mind full of knowledge. Being trapped in my mind and overlooked as dumb in the past has been the most frustrating experience. Now, with the help of my MediaTalker, I can finally express myself. The one thing I would like to tell people is you should not make assumptions about people simply based on their appearance.
I can't imagine how frustrating of an experience that must be. I think people at Spalding Elementary have learned a lot more about cerebral palsy. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your experience with us.